Thank you for joining me for your June 2018 Astro Tarot reading. I am using my iPhone to record these, and I've let a few people know in the intros of the video I'm having technical difficulties again. So thank you for your patience. I have an iMovie that's freezing, and it's a brand new computer, so there's just a glitch for me for the second month. So thank you for your patience in this experience, because it is trying me. I am grateful for your subscription and for your donations and for you following and being a part of this experience. Let's get to the forecast. I'll be shuffling the Miss Cleo Power Tarot deck while I go over the astrological data. This is a beautiful month. It's much less dramatic than May. We start June with a grand water trine, and this occurs between or among Venus at 15 degrees of Cancer and Jupiter at 15 degrees of Scorpio, and we have Neptune at 16 degrees of Pisces. So these planets are activating your very quiet sectors of the 4th, 8th, and 12th house for Sagittarius, Sagittarius rising, and Sagittarius moon. Please feel free to watch all three of those forecasts for a full dose of your cosmos. If you can't afford to spend too much time watching them, you have to watch your ascendant. It's actually more important than your sun sign, because it lines up with your astrological chart, with your natal birth positionings. So you are able to go inward the first week. This isn't an outward, expressive, take action kind of week. This is perfect for a staycation in the home environment in the 4th house, a vacation. Your travel isn't impacted there, but it's a dreamy, nebulous, and carefree kind of week. So the first week of June has this beautiful water trine influence. Now into the midweek, on the 12th, Mercury moves into Cancer, joining Venus. And this assists in your 8th house of shared resources and intimacy and investments, investors. Who's believing in you, Sagittarius? Mercury wants you analyzing and tending to all details regarding where your money is, who pays you, what you do for a living, and even where you put your money after you get your paychecks. Some of you are dealing with property assessments or bids. House shopping, that's what I'm looking for. Just reviewing all real estate information is useful when Mercury is in the 8th house. Also, communicating about what it is you need intimately with your partner or in relationship would apply beautifully as well. Expressing what you need sexually is also a theme of this. Transit. Maybe even a little phone sex if you're in a relationship and they're at a distance from you. Mercury in the 8th could be some of that. On the 13th, our new moon is at 22 degrees of Gemini in the 7th house at 12:43 p.m. Pacific time. She's at her fullest. And this new moon brings in new partnership, new relationship, marriage, proposal. For those of you in committed monogamous relationships, you could see an engagement around the new moon, or there is new relationship available to you, or even business partnership. For those of you honed in on the work, you might need to choose your investors wisely, choose your team. Who do you want to be affiliated with? Additionally, on the 13th, Venus enters Leo through July 9th, and this is in the 9th house. You are attracting foreign experience to you, foreign opportunity, foreign travel. There's room for certification and study and degrees, online courses from June 13th through July 9th. The focus on the metaphysical is available to you, astrology and tarot. Learning concepts or exploring an adventurous locations and people. Venus is attracting these experiences, and you should go for it, Sag. You love when a fire sign is ignited. It will trine any personal planetary placements that you have in Sagittarius when Venus enters Leo. The summer solstice is here, June 21, my birthday, the longest day of the year, first day of summer. The sun enters Cancer at 3:07 a.m. in this 8th house where Mercury resides at the moment, on the 21st. So the sun conjunct Venus in the 8th house is a beautiful energy for sex, intimacy, connection, property, and maybe even moving. Some of you might be residing in new places and getting to know every nook and cranny of the environment you're living in. This new space, this personal space. Maybe you're keeping some things private and to yourself, Sag. The 8th house is a private, quiet sector, and not everything needs to be given to everyone. Not every bit of information needs to be given. On the 26th, Mars is in Aquarius and begins to retrograde at 9 degrees of Aquarius. Through August 27th, though Mars will still remain in your 3rd house of communications through November 26th, it's a long stay with him there. You have a taste of what it's been like for him to pick up the pace in this 3rd house sector, effective May 15th when he entered here. But now he slows down just a little bit so you can catch your breath. Because when Mars is direct in the 3rd house, you are expressing yourself. I don't know if we could shut you up. There's a lot to be said, a lot to be written, published, produced, marketed, and promoted. And just because he's retrograde, it doesn't mean this stops. It just slows down the pace a little bit. On the 27th, we have our full moon at 6 degrees of Capricorn at 9:53 p.m. Pacific time. And this is the sign directly after you, Sag. So this is the finance sector, the 2nd house of money and earnings, self-value, confidence, self-worth. And the full moon brings an illumination and closure to this area. So something's shining in on the 2nd house that needs to be seen for Sag. Maybe you're getting your budget together. With the 8th house so predominantly affected, and the 2nd house, you're dealing with your money this month. And who has it, who owes it to you, and bitch better give me mine. That's what's up here. You're tending to your savings and developing a secure plan for your future. On the 29th, Mercury enters Leo. This works for the fire sign. And this again is the 9th house of travel. So if you weren't traveling mid-month on the 13th when Venus stimulated this 9th house, schedule your trip for the end of the month then, when Mercury enters the 9th house of adventure. That's a travel planet in a travel sector. That could work for you. Let's see what's in the Tarot, Sag. And if you'd like a private reading with me, I read all through the week. I'm available at audreyallison.com. I also have Vimeo on-demand medium messages available where I focus strictly on the tarot and provide any messages I receive from spirit through channeling, which is something I've done for a very long time. Since I was a little girl, I just didn't realize what was happening. But when you do channel and you're an empath and a psychic and a medium, you know what I mean. You receive data and you don't know how it is you know it, you just know it. It's a claircognizance. Anyway, you can check that out on my website. And here are your cards. Everything you'll need to know is below in the Show More section. So Sag, your first card for the month, 7 of Staves. I have to get used to this phone. So 7 of Staves, fire for the Sagittarian. You feel the need to protect what is creatively yours, maybe rightfully yours, and what you've invested in as far as business. I think that there's a need to defend your brand, your talent, your skills. Now another Seven of Swords. There's stress and anxiety in this card. Now, the first week of June, allow this water to wash over you. A dear friend of mine used to say, water off a duck's back, honey. Let this water try and eliminate the stress and anxiety that Sagittarius has the potential to feel. If you can't do everything at once, leave some things behind. Tend to what is absolutely essential. Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. Divine timing. Fate. Transformation. Wealth. Prosperity. And it's upright. The Wheel of Fortune is a stimulating card, a stimulus for the money sectors. And it's also the card of Jupiter. And Jupiter's in Scorpio in your 12th house, about to enter your sign. Well, in several months, in about October, I believe, mid-October, or by the end of this year, he'll make a transit. But this is the card of luck, and if luck is with you, you should be out there and visible and seen, especially if you want relationship. Knight of Swords. Maybe some harsh communication or a young air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, rushing in quickly at divine timing to alleviate some of these competitors, stress. 7 and 7. 7 and 7 might be your cocktail right now too, Sagittarius. You have one more card, and the Knight of Swords could be a lawyer, someone that's defending you. And look at this, Judgment. So you have, maybe you are hiring an attorney to collect in the 8th house of estates, wills, resources, inheritance, what is rightfully yours. Judgment is a karmic card, and fate always wins. This is a fateful card as well, the Wheel of Fortune. So you can't rush things that aren't meant to be. You have to go with the divine timing of things. And don't allow the anxiety to run you down. You're not what you think you are. I said that in another reading. Your mind has the ability to make you believe you are what it says you are, but the mind runs on its own as a tape. So if you control the thought process, it helps to create pure vision. And if you're lucky, which you are this month, Sag, there are no wrong choices or wrong mistakes. Divine timing is just that. I hope this was helpful for you. I'm wishing you a beautiful month. Thank you again for your patience. Remember, Sag, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.